What advice can you give to someone considering rent to own?
The first thing that comes to my mind is for people to actually stay away from companies that charge fees. If a home buyer has to spend hundreds or thousands of dollars to get into a rent to own, they might be setting themselves up to lose money rather than get ahead.
Yeah, from my experience, agreements are extremely important. There should always be two, usually a lease agreement and an option to purchase. And my best advice on that is to have a lawyer review it so that they can advise you on what's in that agreement, and that way people who are doing a rent to own understand everything that's in there. Beyond that, I think due diligence is also very important. Don't get caught up just sort of meeting with the first person who comes along. A lot of companies, reputable companies, have websites, and you can find out all about them long before you actually have to meet with them. Not to mention a phone call also helps to sort of break the ice. And then thirdly, a meeting. I think definitely a face-to-face, because that's where you're going to get a feeling of whether or not you can work with those people. And if you don't get a good feeling, I would certainly suggest that you back away. So another point to consider is to make sure the program actually fits your needs. So if you're not a good saver and you don't think you're going to be able to save up the 10% that probably the banks are going to be looking for, align yourself with a rent-to-own company that's going to help you get there. And finally, the last bit of advice I'll give is to stay away from rent-to-owns that you can get into with no money down. Although very easy to get into, they don't allow you to accumulate through your monthly payments the type of down payment that you're going to require at the end of the program in order to qualify. What's going to happen is that you're going to be required on your own to save up the 5 or 10 or 9 or 8%, whatever it is that you're not making up monthly on your own. And that's hard enough. Saving is a very challenging thing for most people. So it's the worst thing in the world to know that you have to save or come up with this amount when a house is on the line.
And plus, mortgage rules are going to change. What's relevant today is not necessarily going to work 2 or 3 years from now at the end of the rent-to-own term. They might need more money down. Plus, a lot of people don't even realize that there's closing costs involved. So saving up a down payment is one part of it, but coming up with closing costs is another. And our program allows people to factor both expenses in so that they can actually have enough money to qualify at the end of the term.